Well, don't let a plumbing disaster ruin your holiday. I got a chance to speak with a local plumber and to learn more about how you can avoid common Christmas mistakes.
The holiday break is a time of rest and family for many of us, but it's also a busy time of the year for plumbers. Here to tell us more about some of the common issues and how to prevent them from spoiling your holiday is Dave Smythe, owner of Out of This World Plumbing, and good morning to you.
Good morning, Melissa.
So 'tis the season that I'm sure there are a lot of things. Let's first start off with toilets. What are some common issues you see during the time of the year with toilets?
Well, the issues generally don't change, but what happens is people have their family over, and when they're having their family over, there's a whole lot more change of use of the plumbing generally throughout the house. So toilets generally take the brunt of it, and as such, we want to watch out for family members who are coming in, don't know how your toilet works.
Oh, okay.
And so, you know, they might have different habits to you. And so we have issues of items going in the toilet that shouldn't go in the toilet, right? That you yourself wouldn't necessarily put in. Things like feminine products, but we also have the stuff that you don't expect, like toys, phones, dentures. We've seen all sorts of weird stuff. And they tend to happen when you get more people coming in, the space gets crowded and things can fall in or drop in or whatever.
And I'm sure it can be a little bit different if you're on city or if you have septic too, right?
There definitely can be. I mean, you have to be a little bit more careful with the septic as what's going down, just because you don't want to disrupt the biological cycle of what's going on. But generally speaking, as long as it's supposed to go in the drain, it should be fine.
And you have this here.
I have this. This is a handy dandy plunger, I should say. Every house should have one. Certainly they're more useful when you're having guests over. And the reason being is that no one wants to be embarrassed by going, oh no, I've blocked your toilet, what do I do?
It's there for your use and you can use it, and most people should know how to use it?
Yes, however, there is a trick. So this is specifically a toilet plunger. Has the extra little sucky bit in here. And this goes into the bottom crevice of the toilet. And the idea is as you're pushing down, it's not the push that does the action, it's the pull up. So the idea is you're creating a seal and getting rid of the excess, and then you pull this up, and what it does is releases the pressure of the substances behind, and in most cases you can do it in 1 or 2 plunges.
All right, perfect. So I love that tip for us. Let's move on to kitchen sinks.
Okay, so kitchen sinks, these are going to be another classic problem area for the family time for holiday season, is people are coming in and they're going to empty more waste into the sink. And so this is where you have different family habits, where people will cook differently, and it's, well, how do you clean it up? Well, I just take my pan over to the sink and I dump everything in. It's
all that grease,
not good. So yeah, we want to keep fats, oils, and grease out of sinks. They're the classic things that clog them up. So we have a great system here in the city of Ottawa where we can use our green bins. So the idea is anytime you've got the big cooking where you've got the turkey grease and oil and stuff like that, make sure you're wiping it out with the cloth and putting it in the green bin. That's pretty big one.
A bit of a different plunger here.
Yeah, this is our fancy painted gold, just to match for me. But this is more of a sink plunger. This can be used for kitchen sinks or bathrooms. And again, the idea is this isn't going to clean like a full blockage, but if you happen to have a lot of grunge just in the trap on the bottom, then the small little plunger can help you out.
Perfect. All right, let's move on to dishwashers.
Okay, so dishwashers here, these are probably the unthinkable things that can go on with dishwashers. The main one is you do want to clean your plates, rinse them off, so you're not putting big chunks of food and debris into the dishwasher. The other thing to think about with the dishwashers is, certainly if you're having more family members over, this is going to get a lot of use. So what's that going to do to your hot water? Well, it's going to drain your hot water down. So you've got 2 issues here with families coming in. They're going to have showers, baths, and then you're going to use your appliances like the washing machine, your dishwashers. You're going to drain that hot water down, and so you want to try and avoid that, or just be aware of it to make sure your timings are such that everybody's got a nice hot shower.
Perfect. I love that tip because I do not want to not have a hot shower in the holidays. Let's talk about bathrooms in general. We kind of touched on toilets, but let's talk more about bathrooms.
Yeah, so the toilets are certainly the big one. When you get into bathrooms here, we're looking more specifically at your bathtubs, your sinks, and showers. With more usage, one, that could highlight problems that might already be going on, but you're going to be watching out for hairs getting caught in sinks and showers. Certainly when you've got more family around, again, we have a busy countertop, so that one looks nice and clean, but you can end up with more toothbrushes, toothpaste, all the knickknacks, and it's just making sure that stuff doesn't fall into your sink and create a blockage.
All right.
That's kind of all.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. And how can people get a hold of you if they have questions or maybe they have their own plumbing issue?
Well, they can check us out at outofthisworldplumbing.com.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Nice and easy. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
That's right.